What is up, comic book fans? It is time for me to share with you my haul and give you a quick little review of the books I picked up this week. Every week I go thinking, man, this is going to be a little week. It's going to be a short week. I'm going to have not so many books to review, and then I go pick up my books, I go grab a few extra, and end up with stacks like this. So, I have read most of these books. This week I was not able to get through all the books, but I got through about 90% of the books. But let's go through the books, let's review them. I always try to read them all. This week, just a little short on time. But don't worry, anything you want to know about that I have not given a little review of in the video, but I show, just go ahead and comment on it, and I will give you a little review in the comments. Alright. Oh, and don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share if you want to. New content every Tuesday, Monday, so maybe I'm doing a reverse. Every Monday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, and then sometimes on the weekends. Or randomly I'll drop stuff during the week. Alright, first up we got Venom number 27. This already came out, so this is the third print. You got Codex here on the cover. So this is a Ryan Stegman cover, just a third print cover. So we've already reviewed this. We're not going to go too far into it. Next up, we've got Black Widow number 2. I only put this because it's the Alex Ross Timeless cover. I'm not collecting all of them, but I thought this one was beautiful with the Black Widow, so I had to pick it up. Not reading it. Maybe I'll crack it open. I never bought number 1, so we'll see. But yeah, this was strictly a cover buy. Speaking of timeless variants, we've got Thor number 8. Really good book. I also got the A cover. Pretty good book. Or really good book. Different than what it's been. Thor is a little lighter in this one, which is good. Every once in a while you just need a lighter character development just to break it up, so it's not always dark, not always dire. People aren't always dying 100% of the time. So this book was lighthearted. It was nice. It was fun. It was a good read. It's going to take us into our next storyline, so definitely worth picking up. Just if you're on Thor, just keep picking it up. You should just put it on your pull. Just get every issue. Don't go looking for the good issues and the bad issues, whatever the spec. You don't know. So I would just put Thor on the pull and enjoy the ride. All right. Next up, we've got Wolverine number 6. I was only able to snag the Timeless cover. I didn't get cover A. Kind of wish I did grab cover A, but I got this awesome Timeless Alex Ross variant cover. Again, this is just this is part of the X of Swords story. This is part 3, and we're just finding out what Wolverine has to do to get a sword. He's gonna go get the Muramusa sword, and yeah, this one is just about his journey to get the sword, but he doesn't get the sword in this issue because we have X-Force number 13. We also got the Alex Ross Timeless variant on this one with the Beast, and this is the actual issue where Wolverine acquires the sword, and he's got to make a little pact. He's got to give up a little something to get that sword. Spoiler, he ends up in hell in the book, but he gets the sword. So there you go, little review. Good. They were both good. This is part 4, so you got part 3, part 4, and as if there weren't enough, it was part 5 this week. And this is Marauders. This is Marauders 13 as well. Boom. And this one is written by, it's got a new team on it. So this is Vita Ayala, and Matteo Loli is on art. It was a good read. A little wordy for me. So Marauders has been my favorite X title. And I know this is part of a bigger story, so I'm a little forgiving. Wasn't my favorite issue, but it wasn't the worst issue I've ever read either. So Marauders 13, this is part 5 of 22 of X of Swords, and they had a beautiful Stephanie Han cover, so I went and grabbed that. I'm a sucker for some of these variant covers, but Stephanie Han to me does beautiful work. So I grabbed it. Next up we got Champions number 1. This is by Eve Ewing and Simeon DeMeo, or Simeon DeMeo. It's really good. This is the I think this is the D cover. So this is the same cover artist is the same person with the interiors. So this is Simeon DeMeo, or Simone. Maybe it's Simone. Simone DeMeo. I think I'm saying her name wrong. Killing it. Killing it. But yeah, this was her. So I decided to go with the interior artist as also the cover artist on this one. Now, last but not least, from Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 49, number 850 in the Legacy. It's a big one. It's a $10 book. So not an amazing price, but yeah, and not an amazing read. Sorry, but you know, a lot of hype coming into 49, maybe 50 you'll hit it, but Nick Spencer, Ryan Otley, Humberto Ramos, Bagley, all on this issue. The artwork was really nice. I did dig the artwork. This is the cover A, so this is the Otley cover. Story was a little disappointing. Expecting a little bit more, a little bit greater punch. Green Goblin's back. Just seemed a little anticlimactic, if you will. We also got some short stories by Kurt Busiek with Bacalo on art. Trad Moore does his own story and art in this one. And you got Saladin Ahmed and Aaron Cooter doing another story in here. So it was good. Not great. I expect a little bit more, especially for $10. We'll see what happens with 50. But I did get the Lee and Yuk 1 in 25 at a great price. Shout out to my LCS, Red Shirt Comics, for always hooking it up. Those were my Marvel pickups for the week. Ended on a little bummer there. I will say that Champions was actually a pretty good book. Really good artwork in there and well written. Probably my favorite read this week. It was really good. It really broke up the series for me. Gave me something new to chew on. And I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Really a little bit more lighthearted in that issue. Though Thor does get smacked in the face with his hammer, but lighthearted. It was a lighthearted smack. Alright, we're going to the indies now. And from Image, we've got Die, we've got Kieran Gillen, Stephanie Hans. Love Stephanie Hans. On cover A, I don't want to give away too much, but it gets really real in here. And the group is split, and it looks like they're only going to get split even further. I see big things happening in 15. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of action. So even to try and get too deep into it would take too long, I think. So this is a very deep book. If you're not on it now, go get a trade. Go read this from the beginning, because you're just going to be lost if you try to get in there. And I did manage to grab a B cover. This is a beautiful, beautiful cover. Sana Takeda. Sana Takeda. She did this one, so I went and grabbed it. These covers have been so good. I think they're kind of really nice, really prolific. Next up, from Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney, we got Firepower number 4. Really good book. Really fun book. I am really enjoying this book. Really enjoying the action, the art. I'm enjoying the writing. The bad guys are really bringing it to the main character, Owen, in this book. Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney are putting together a really quick-paced, awesome book with some in-depth material to it. So, it's very emotional, but it's also very action-packed. Good book. Good book. Definitely worth a read. I would grab that if you had the opportunity. Last from Image, we have The Walking Dead Deluxe. I'm a sucker for The Walking Dead. I couldn't walk away. It's another Robert Kirkman vessel. We've got Tony Moore on the interior. If you've ever read it, the first few issues were Tony Moore. I think it was the first 6. Robert Kirkman wrote the entire series. But the difference here is we have color added to it. So Dave McCagg did the color. This is a Tony Moore. This is an Art Adams cover. So what Art Adams is going to do is, when he does a cover, is he's going to focus on a specific character. So this one is Rick. So he's focusing on Rick on this cover. The next cover will be Glenn. So he'll do Glenn on the next one, and then so forth and so on. I'm sure he'll do a Michonne, and he'll do some other characters. Tony Moore's covers will be coming out, just with like little color touch-ups. David Finch will be doing all the A covers, or for now he'll be doing all the A covers. I don't know if he's doing the entirety of the whole run, but he'll be doing his own interpretation of the covers. Charlie Adlard, who took over for art from Tony Moore, will be doing a connecting, like I believe the first 6 issues will be connecting covers. Julian Tedesco will be doing interior. He'll be taking an interior panel or art piece, something that's important to the story, and he'll be reimagining that for the cover. So he did a really beautiful lady with her bike from the interior of the first one, and he turned that into a cover. Really beautiful art piece for the cover. So yeah, there'll be a ton of covers. There's going to be a ton of these issues, and they're all in color. And so, wonder no more what The Walking Dead will be like in color. Normally don't pop out the books, but for you guys, I will pop it out. I will turn to a page, and I will show you what The Walking Dead looks like in color. Also in this issue, Robert Kirkman shows you his notes, and he'll walk you through or talk you through what his notes were and how he went from jotting down his little notes to how that translated to the page to a script. So let's see. Here we go. You got Rick over there getting hit in the head with a shovel by Morgan's son. You have his first meeting with Morgan. Pretty iconic. It's the first issue. So yeah, Walking Dead Deluxe. They're gonna do The Walking Dead again, just in color this time. Excellent way to reintroduce people to the series, or to introduce people who just couldn't do the black and white originally. So now it's in color. Obviously, I'm not gonna go buy all 183 issues that had come out, but I will pick up maybe some key character covers. So it means I'm going to be picking up a lot of Art Adams, and maybe some issues that are just, key pivotal moments that I remember that I liked. All right, moving on to Dark Horse. We got Cyberpunk 2077. This is a really good read. It's by Cullen Bunn and Miguel Valderrama. Really cool cover. What I will say is this picks up where it left off on a cliffhanger, and it leaves off again on another cliffhanger. I think it's a 4-part series, so this is 2 of 4. Very well written. So we have the main character Nadia here trying to save this guy who wiped out her entire medical trauma team in the first issue. So in issue 2, she's sent in to save a dude with the rest of her trauma team, and it happens to be this guy who killed her first team. So this just messes her up mentally. It's kind of a flashback though, because she starts off the issue in an interview room, kind of going through a mental evaluation. So it tells you what happened there, and it ends on another cliffhanger. So we still don't know if they got out of this skyscraper or not. They're in a 100-story skyscraper, surrounded by gangs, trying to get out. Basically looks like they're going to send a helicopter up there. They're going to have to blast through a wall, jump onto the helicopter, whatever. And you get to about that moment, and that's when the issue ends. And sorry guys to spoil kind of the ending, but now you got to get issue 3 to see what happens. So Nadia is dealing with not only trying to escape this building, but she's trying to save the dude who just killed a bunch of her fellow employees and friends. So very good book, very good read. Definitely worth a pickup. But issue 1 did spec well, so issue 1 might be in the $10 to $15 range. So if you missed out on it, I don't know if you want to spend that much on issue 1, but if you find it for cover, definitely grab it. All right, next up we got Bang number 4, Mank Kint and Wilfredo Torres. It's a good book. I believe this is 4 of 5. We get introduced to a new character. I did not finish reading this one yet, so I can't give you a great review. I can't even give you a review on this one. I can tell you so far the story's been good, the art's been good, I've enjoyed it, I'm still on it. This is 4, so I gotta give 5. I'm 80% through the series. So, all I can tell you is there's another introduction of another new character. Every issue, new character. Thomas Cord is introduced. That's the main character in the book, is introduced to a new character. And they're trying to figure out why these books that are being written, these stories, are happening in real life. And these books and stories were written prior to the events actually happening to them. So it's an interesting story. It's a weird, cool spy, sci-fi kind of thriller thing going on in here. Worth a pickup if you can find it cheap. Trade should be coming out relatively soon after. Worth a pickup. Last but not least, you've got We Only Find Them When They're Dead. This is Al Ewing and Simon DeMeo on here. Excellent art, excellent story. This is the B cover, by the way. Really good. Captain Malik and his crew, they make it out of their tyrannical government space system, and they think they've gone away, but they do have somebody following them, and this person following them is the same person who killed Captain Malik's family for trying to break rules that the government has set in place. So they kind of escaped, but not really, because they still got to get away from this police officer. But overall, it's a really good story, really good futuristic stuff. It's all about harvesting proteins off of these giant godlike creatures. It's really worth a read. It's only 2 issues in. A ton of issues have been printed. It should not be more than cover still to get issue 1, and we're on issue 2. So, and they did a second printing of issue 1. So even if issue 1 is selling for more than cover, grab yourself the second printing of issue 1 at cover price. So, definitely worth a read. Al Ewing does it again. He's amazing. Great writer. Can't sing his praises enough. Let's move on. Let's go to DC. Alright, so from DC we got Justice League number 54. This is a Joshua Williamson book. Zermanico is the artist. It goes by one name. Pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but sorry. I didn't really finish this one either. All I can tell you is we have a reunion of the Titans in this one, and there is the appearance of the Mindhunter. I don't know if it's his first or second full appearance, so he's definitely cameoed before, pretty sure. Joshua Williamson has really stepped up the writing in the book, and it's part of the Death Metal series. Next up, we got Far Sector from N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell. I am not caught up on this, so I'm not going to get too far into the book. This is part of the DC Young Animals imprint. But if you look at that cover art, it is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous book. From what I remember, it's very well written. Artwork is really good. I need to catch up on it. Sometimes we just fall behind on things. Fell behind on this one. Honestly, guys, I think I only fully read 1 issue from DC this week, so once I'm done recording this video, I will get back to my DC reads. Next up, we've got Deceased Dead Planet number 4. This is a Tom Taylor book with Trevor Hairston and Gigi Baldacini on the art. This, I believe, is a movie homage cover to the first Aquaman poster for the movie. So, again, didn't read too far into this, but what I do know about this book is the characters here, the heroes have to go to New Genesis. They got to go steal something there. The anti-life equation has ravaged the Earth, and so they're just trying to save their world. Good series, really fun. It's a really fun read. Last up, guys, we've got Batman 100. This is a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot. This is the end of the Joker War, so this is the Joker War finale. I don't want to give away too much in here. The Joker doesn't die, guys. Neither does Batman. Sorry to let that cat out of the bag. We have the introduction of a new, looks like a villain, Ghostmaker. Could be an anti-hero type. But this was a really fun issue. Harley Quinn's in here. You know, Nightwing. The whole Bat family's in here. Really fun. Sets things up for Scott Tynan IV to continue his run on Batman. Initially, this was supposed to be the end of his run on Batman, so he had a different ending all planned out. And then they were like, we're going to sign you past because you're doing such a killer job. And he is. He is doing a phenomenal job with the Batman series. Um, I'd say him and Scott Snyder are probably my two favorite guys who have recently, say in the last 10, 15 years, written Batman. So, doing a bang-up job. And I did manage to pick up the 1 in 25 variant. So, it's pretty nice. It's a beauty. It's another Jorge Jimenez cover. So I'd say from DC, it's the only book I read this week, but it's probably going to be my read of the week for DC. Thor number 8 would be my read of the week for drop the book for Marvel. And the indies are rough. They are rough. But you know what? I'm going to go with Cyberpunk 2077 as my read of the week overall. So not just indie read of the week, overall read of the week. Cullen Bunn doing an excellent job. Love his writing. He's killing it on this series. So go ahead and pick that up. And I mean, the indies this week were just so phenomenal. Like, you can't go wrong with any of these picks. I think even if you pick this up, you'd be so confused by Die, but just the story in it would compel you to go read more of it, to go find it. That Texas Blood, just the dialogue and the art, just brings you in. Revisiting The Walking Dead, it's just, it's like seeing an old friend for the first time in a lot of years and just catching up and like you never missed a beat. And in color, it's just a whole new world. And Robert Kirkman on Firepower too, with Chris Samney, they are phenomenal. All right, guys, so that was my haul. That's my review. That's what I got this week. You know what? Don't forget to like this video or dislike. However you feel. But like, share, hit that notification bell. New content again. Tuesdays, Mondays. Did it again. Swap the days. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. Look out for stuff on the weekends. And that's all I got for you guys. So you know what? Continue to do what you do. So you know what? Continue to do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to go finish reading my books and get ready for next week. Peace. Next up, we have That Texas Blood, number 4, Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips. I don't know what it is about this book, but I can't put it down. But yet I'm still wondering what is happening. We had a murder. We have the brother kind of trying to figure out what happened, how his brother got murdered. We got the town sheriff. He's also working on that. A lot of secrets, it seems, but there's been secrets now for like 4 issues. Still don't really know what happened or what's happening. So, but that's the good thing. It's a slow burn, but it's an enjoyable slow burn. Excellent art, excellent writing. Half the time, there's people having at the bar, just eating and drinking, but the conversation is so intriguing that you kind of can't put down the book and you forget what you're reading until it's done. It's almost like a movie or a television show. But really, really slow burn though. So if you're not into slow burn, putting the pieces together kind of detective work, I wouldn't pick this up if you're more of an action superhero type person. But otherwise, That Texas Blood, I recommend it. It's only 4 issues in, so you should be able to pick them up. All relatively cheap. There's no huge spec around this book, so give it a try if you have the opportunity.